They are back with this fusion experiment that's been a total disaster right from the start, and not much changes in this video. But anyway, a lot of the comments in the last video were all basically saying we should have made the black box able to split in two, which does make sense in the current situation. Although if I had done everything correct right from the start, I don't think that would have been needed. The master plan was to completely fill the black box of cuttings. So we just give it a random number, let's say 100 for ease. The idea was to put 100 cuttings in, and they all grow and push in each other and fuse into one mega tree. The issue is I started with like 20 cuttings. And as you can see in the last video, I just tried to add more and more over the months. But weirdly, none of the cuttings took. So really, I went off plan right at the first step. So I shouldn't really be shocked that it hasn't worked as I thought it might do. But anyway, we are where we are. And you can see here it's more of the same. I'm pruning it back here in late winter, and everything I'm removing here I'm keeping to try and fill the gaps with. These are olive trees, so they should just root and grow really easily. But for some reason, they're not. Maybe there's not enough space or they keep drying out or something, but either way, I'm just going to push on. I'm sure at some point I'll get it to be where it needs to be. This experiment and the 3D printed parts were all sorted out by Colin over at Bonsai Idiot. Go and check out his channel after this video. I'll leave a link below. You can go and leave loads of comments asking why he hasn't posted any videos recently. His videos are awesome, so we need more of them. But anyway, the branches I'm removing here, I'm not going to plant them up right away. I'm going to let them root first. Maybe that'll make a difference. Oh, and there were a few people asking how I'll remove the box, which makes sense here. There's a lot of foliage in the way, but everything you see can be chopped off. It's just the trunk that's hidden in the box that I'm worried about. So I'll basically do a hard prune, cut everything off that you can see, and then just remove the box, if that day ever comes. So here it is after the pruning and all the cuttings I've got. So I have more than enough to fill the gaps. I just need to make them root, but for some reason this experiment is cursed. In March, I'm really just waiting for it to wake up. I did think about repotting it. I will need to do that soon. There are quite a few small trees in here and it's been allowed to grow freely, and the pot isn't that big, so it's going to get pretty filled up in there pretty soon. But not this year. I think I can wait for now. I'm not looking forward to sorting this out, but it will be needed at some point. And you can also see that the trees that are in here are actually growing. They look nice and healthy. In May, the cuttings I took in winter have started to root, so it's time to plant them up. But remember, this should have happened on day one, not 3 years into the process. And well, that one's dead, so that's not a good start. But I think the rest are fine. If we look at some of them, you'll see they're just starting to take root. I did use some other ones that were very well rooted. It was really difficult to get them into the gaps, and they also died. So maybe putting them in here like this, just as they're starting to root, will help. This is also the most difficult thing to film, but really I just shoved them in the gaps and did it as gently as I could. And then when they're all shoved in, I put some sphagnum moss in between them, so hopefully that will keep them damp and give them a higher chance of survival. So here they are all afterwards. It's not the easiest thing to see, but it's still not full. If we stick with that 100 number, there's maybe 60 in here now. But if these can all take root, that's still progress. And here's a few that didn't root, so I'll just add them back to the water and wait for them to grow and plant them again later. In July, the ones that have been here previously are growing like crazy, so that's always nice to see. So I'm going to prune those back. And the ones I put in before the previous month, they're not dead yet, so maybe they might actually finally survive. I also didn't keep these cuttings here. I don't know why. I think I was just annoyed at this whole process. Or maybe it was because the ones in here now might actually have taken root. In August, I do think they have all taken, which is pretty incredible. Maybe I can finally start making progress with this. There is still a lot of gaps, so there isn't going to be any fusion anytime soon. And then in September, it'll be slowing down for winter. There isn't going to be much change now until spring. This experiment was supposed to speed things up, but I think it's twice as long. But I guess that's the whole fun of the experiment. So another year and no real progress on this fusion. I guess I am a little closer to actually having all the space filled, which, as I said, should have happened on day one. But better late than never. And here it is now. So the mission continues. I will get this diffused at some point. Thanks for watching. See you next time.